Welcome everyone to today's deep dive. Okay, let's jump right into this. Today we're looking at something that is incredibly common, mildly infuriating, and honestly, something that has probably sent you down a late-night internet rabbit hole at least once. We're breaking down some brilliant insights from Dr. Juan Carlos Cerna, a medical ophthalmologist and researcher who explains exactly why our eyelids sometimes just decide to start trembling entirely on their own.
I mean, have you ever actually felt your eye twitch? You know exactly the feeling I'm talking about, right? It's that highly specific, slightly uncomfortable, and completely involuntary blinking sensation. It usually happens right there in the upper, or actually sometimes the lower eyelid, and it feels like everyone in the room is staring at it, even though honestly they almost never see it. It's just such a bizarre sensation, isn't it? It completely throws off your focus.
Section 1. The uncomfortable twitch. Let's demystify the spasm. Medically speaking, this is simply an involuntary, often uncomfortable, blinking sensation in the upper or lower eyelid. It's an incredibly common bodily quirk, but, because it happens right on our face, literally right on our eyes, it tends to cause a whole lot of unnecessary panic. Let's separate the facts from the fear and just normalize this right now. Almost everyone has experienced this annoying, dancing eyelid at some point. Well, actually, maybe not everyone, but the vast majority of us, for sure. Picture this. You're trying to focus on an important meeting, or maybe you're reading a good book, and suddenly your eyelid is just throwing a tiny, private rave. It's completely out of your control, and it's physically uncomfortable for sure. But as Dr. Cerna points out, it's almost always nothing to lose sleep over. Section 2. The most common causes. Why does this actually happen?
Let's take a look under the hood here. Why does your eyes suddenly decide to just start vibrating out of absolutely nowhere? The biology behind this twitch is actually fascinating. Your eyelids are completely packed with nerve endings. I want you to think of them like ultra-delicate electrical wires. Dr. Cerna explains that when these incredibly sensitive wires become irritated, they start generating erratic stimuli. Basically, the signals misfire. And that misfire causes the actual physical trembling, that crazy dancing motion of the eyelid. It's basically a tiny electrical glitch in a very, very delicate biological system. So what actually causes that glitch to happen in the first place? Well, it's the usual suspects: lack of sleep, fatigue, stress, excess coffee, and excess alcohol. Do you notice a pattern here? These aren't some mysterious pathogens. These are our daily habits. Our everyday lifestyle choices are almost always the direct trigger for overloading those super sensitive nerves. When you pull an all-nighter, stress over a massive deadline at work, and then chug 4 cups of espresso to desperately try and overcompensate, well, your eyelid nerve endings are the ones paying the ultimate price. Moving on to Section 3, Solutions in Vitamin B Complex, how to finally stop the twitch. So we know exactly why it's happening, but how do we stop it? I want to give you some very clear, actionable takeaways here to help you get that twitch under control so you can finally get your focus back. Here is a very straightforward 2-step recovery process straight from the doctor's recommendations. Step 1, improve your lifestyle habits and reduce those triggers. You absolutely have to address the root causes first. Get some sleep, maybe cut back on the coffee, drink a little more water, and try to actively manage your stress. But what if you do all of that and the twitching is just being super stubborn? Well, Dr. Cerna recommends step 2, use a vitamin B complex. Now, you might be wondering why vitamin B specifically. Well, it's because the vitamin B complex acts as a protective shield. It actually covers and soothes those irritated nerve endings. Imagine those overstimulated, erratic nerves we talked about earlier. The vitamin B complex acts almost like a calming, protective blanket that wraps right around those frayed wires, soothing them back to a normal, happy, resting state. It's a fantastic, scientifically backed tool for when simply getting a good night's rest just isn't quite enough to stop that dancing eyelid.
Section 4. When to visit the doctor. Knowing the exceptions.
Anytime we're talking about the home and body, we need a really clear boundary between an everyday, stress-induced annoyance and an actual medical concern. The absolutely crucial point here is understanding the difference between common causes and neurological causes. On one side, we have the common causes, your everyday lifestyle factors, like stress, caffeine, and fatigue. And as we've learned, this accounts for the vast, vast majority of eyelid twitches. On the other side, we have neurological causes. Now, Dr. Cerna is very, very clear on this. These are extremely rare diseases. We apply the rule of outliers here. Yes, the twitch could theoretically be linked to something neurological, but it is highly, highly unlikely. We want you to be fully informed for sure, but definitely not panicked. So, what are the exact criteria for actually seeking out professional medical help? You should see a medical professional, ideally an ophthalmologist or a neurologist, only if you've already checked the first 2 boxes. If your habits are genuinely improved, meaning you're actually sleeping and managing your stress, and if your vitamins are taken, particularly that vitamin B complex we mentioned, but the twitch still persists. Listen, if the problem literally won't go away after you've fixed your lifestyle and tried the vitamins, that is when you go consult a doctor. That way, you can safely and definitively rule out any underlying conditions. Which brings us to our final thought for today's breakdown. That little twitch, what is your body actually telling you? Is it just some random physical glitch, or is your eyelid acting as a built-in warning light on your body's dashboard? Before you jump on the internet and panic about super rare diseases, take a step back. Look at your daily lifestyle. Are you running on empty? The next time your eye starts to dance, really listen to it. It might just be your body's brilliant, annoying little way of saying, it's time to slow down, get some rest, and just take a deep breath. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you found this as fascinating as I did, and we'll catch you in the next one.